everyone, I'm your host, Aimee Rickabus, author of The Manager, Unveiling the Invisible Work and Sparking a Leadership Revolution, hitting Amazon May 1st, 2025. I'm the CEO of Tomahawk Information Solutions, an awesome IT crew pulling in 8 figures, and a serial entrepreneur since I was 22. Think real estate flips, prenatal protein powder, and film production. I'm a mom of 6, and this is The Manager Podcast, where we're digging into the unseen hustle and sparking some serious leadership vibes. Today's a big deal. It's International Women's Day, March 8th, the day originally that I dreamed of launching my book when I started scribbling it years ago. I pictured this moment standing with women worldwide, dropping a book that says, "I see you, I get it." But life's wild and unpredictable, so you gotta pivot and roll with the punches. So May 1st, it is perfectly timed for Mother's Day because every mom out there is going to feel these themes deep in their soul. Trust me, I've lived every messy, beautiful second of them. I was supposed to have superstar Lindsay Melez here today, my ride or die, who's been by my side for 3 births, Daniel, Indy, and Paul. Talk about bonding. Those births were transcendent, magical moments, calm, powerful, no screaming, just pure connection as we brought life into the world together. Lindsay is this incredible force, steady hands, warm heart, and we've shared so much beyond the delivery room, which has actually been my living room. Late night calls about our kids, swapping stories about teenage chaos and toddler triumphs. She's got her crew and I've got mine. Like my 15-year-old Julian, homeschooling like a pro, and 13-year-old Gabe, who's basically a man about town, surfing, fishing off the pier, smashing baseballs, winning jiu-jitsu medals, always on the go with his pack of awesome buddies. We've been in the trenches together, laughing through the madness, me texting her, Gabe's at it again, while she's probably delivering another baby with the same calm magic. But Lindsay got called away. Babies don't care about podcast schedules. They come when they come. So it's just me flying solo. No stress though, like I always say, I'm a party of one, just add music. Picture me in my car, blasting Sophie Tucker, house dance music, cruising between kid taxi runs. That's my sanctuary, my 5-minute escape from the whirlwind. I've got 6 kids. Julian is 15, Gabe's 13, Danny's 10, Indy's 4 and in pre-K, and Polly is 2. He's my little genius who's not in school yet, but knows the alphabet and the phonics song and counts to 20, and they're all homeschooled, which is its own wild ride. You get it, right? I see you out there juggling your own chaos, whether it's kids, work, just keeping up with keeping the fridge stocked. Us girls, we just want to have fun, even when the to-do list's a mile long and the laundry is mocking us and piling up in the laundry room. So today I'm riffing from the heart and talking from the manager. Chapter 1, Unveiling the Invisible Work, Honoring Women, Past, Present, and Future. We've got a lot to unpack. My story, the wounds, the tech that saves me, the revolution I'm sparking. So settle in, grab a coffee or tea. Turn on some tunes. What do you like to listen to? Heck, put on Sophie Tucker with me and let's roll through this together. Let's dive deep into this invisible labor thing. Chapter 1's my love letter to everyone grinding behind the scenes, the stuff no one sees but keeps the world spinning. At 22, I was flipping houses while getting my master's in film and television production. No kids yet, just pure unfiltered hustle. I'd be painting at 2 a.m. and negotiating with contractors who'd raise their eyebrow at the girl running the show, producing short films on shoestring budgets, sometimes with a borrowed camera and a prayer, oftentimes. One time, a neighbor wandered over while I was knee-deep in drywall dust and asked me where my parents were, actually. And I was like, this is my house, buddy. I'd bought that fixer-upper with the savings from going to community college instead of going to regular college. I went to community college for 2 years because I was too cheap to use the money that my parents had saved for me for school to go to university. So I went to community, which was so cheap, I could just, afford to pay. I didn't have to use any of my savings to do it. And so I bought my first flip with the money that I saved from not going to university for 4 years. And I walked away with a profit that funded my next project. I actually was able to do my first flip while I was in film school, while my other friends were getting into student loan debt, I actually made $150,000 and turned around and was hooked and ready to take that money and roll it in and let's do another one. I had picked up the 1920s property and I was totally hooked on the 1920s. So I found another one of those. That was my first taste of the grind. The kind that no one claps for but sets the stage for everything else. Fast forward, life flipped the script big time. I had Julian at 30, and he is now 15 and homeschooling, and he's a quiet leader, and he's really all he's usually on his computer. He's my quiet guy, but he's quite the baseball player. He had a 700 batting average last season, so he's quite the athlete too. But he's a quiet guy. Gabriel at 13, he's surfing and fishing and just always on the move. He like never stops. He's the king of go, go, go. He keeps our house buzzing. He's the first person up in the morning. In fact, this morning he was like literally up at 7. And the rule is our garage door opener is like so loud that if you're gonna use the garage door, you have to hand roll it up. So I heard him this morning hand rolling the garage door up at 7 so that he could go hit the waves this morning in like 52-degree water. But that's him. He never stops. He got home from snowboarding last night and was just ready to, go shred some waves. So that's my boy. And Daniel, I had him when I was 35. He's 10 and he's curious and steady. He's so smart. He's like literally the IT guy of our house. My boys all have like really sick gaming setups, and he's the one who if any of the older boys need help, he's the one they go to. It's not dad. It's obviously not me. It's Danny. It's our 10-year-old. He's amazing. He's real smart. He loves books, but like not little kid books. He likes like real grown-up books. He's an amazing dude. And I had Indy when I was 41. She's 4, and she got to go to preschool this year because we homeschool. So I was able to put her into a homeschool pre-K program. She was just so ready for it. She's full of sparkle. She's literally a clone of my mother, who's a total genius. And she's got my mom's curly blonde hair and like blue eyes. And she's just built like my mom was at that age. And she's adorable and precocious and emotional and so different than my sons. And then I had Paul when I was 43. He's 2. And he's not in school yet, but he's just so smart. I feel like what he watches on TV, we're curating because, we've had all these kids. So now it's like, let's make sure if he's watching a screen that it's something that's productive for him, that it's something that it's going to teach him something. So he's been singing the ABC song forever. And the phonics song, it's just shocking when he sings it. Let's see, my bonus daughter joined me when she was 15 and I was pregnant with Daniel, and I just found out that I was going to have my 3rd son in a row, and I wanted a daughter so bad. So she really was my girl gift after having my 3 boys. I had prayed for a daughter, and she dropped into my life and like a cosmic high five, bringing sass and love to our crew that we just had never known before. Having a big sis for the crew is just like, she's awesome. And now she's like 26 and she's like the backbone of my life. She's basically my assistant and helps me with, making sure that the kids get picked up and making sure that, all of the things. She did my makeup. And so here we are. Now I'm running Tomahawk. We resell IT hardware, software, and services like killer software, SaaS, all the stuff. But I'm not a coding girl. That's not me. I'm in IT, but that's not my gig. I'm the one getting us prepped for the CPA and making sure that our CRM's tight and that everybody got all of our data entered right, delegating the chaos to my rock star team. So we're remote, which is so new school, and it so like speaks to the like post-COVID world. We really like when Tomahawk launched into its like Tomahawk 2.0, we were launching at a time when, COVID was hitting and everything was going remote, and we just kind of stayed that way because it's so streamlined, and it's like, why would we go back to, I don't know. It's just the more of a lifestyle for all of us. So, but the invisible mom load with 6 kids, that are homeschooled, well, it's a beast that never sleeps. It's washing a sink full of dirty dishes after breakfast and before breakfast. It's pancake batter crusted on like cement. It's tacking endless piles of laundry. Ew, Gabe's sweaty jujitsu gear alone could knock you out, not to mention my husband's. Ew. Making sure we never run out of toilet paper or milk with like 6 kids is a full-time job. It's the eternal what's for dinner question that hits me like clockwork at 4 p.m. and makes me lose my breath every day. It's like, oh, I forget every single day they're going to ask me that question. Do you guys feel the same way? Making breakfast, packing lunches for co-op days, cooking dinner, cleaning closets, because kids grow like weeds. Indy's outgrown her sneakers again. It's booking dentist and doctor's appointments and driving Gabe to baseball or jujitsu, overseeing their homeschool lessons and projects and grades, and Julian's dissecting, well, it was Lord of the Flies last week. Danny's building volcanoes, and Paul's chiming in with 1, 2, 3, and it's tedious, never ending, clogging our minds, stealing our time. We've had days where I'm stirring spaghetti sauce, helping Indy with her pre-K crafts, glitter everywhere. This kid loves glitter. While Danny's asking about fractions and Paul singing ABCs at the top of his lungs, and Gabe's texting, "Mom, practice ran late. Can you grab me?" Once I was on a muted Tomahawk call. Gabe's fishing cleats out of the laundry pile. He'd forgotten practice was in 20 minutes, which happens like all the time, while Indy smears paint on my leg. Another time, I'm up at midnight prepping Julian's history project after a day of client calls because that's when the house finally quiets down. That's when the hustle no one claps for. But it's the glue holding it all together. It's the women. We carry it. We always have. As mom, it amplifies. ×6 in my case. I'm here to acknowledge the work and validate it and give it value because it's the backbone of everything. It's the heartbeat of our homes, of our lives. What's your unseen hustle? What quiet grind keeps your world afloat? Maybe it's the dishes, the carpool, the mental tally of everyone's needs. I see you. We're in this messy, beautiful chaos together. Now let's get real, like really real, about the patriarchal wound. Chapter 1 doesn't tiptoe around it, and neither will I. It's that gut punch when you're doubted just for being you. A woman daring to take up space, to lead, to build. Flipping houses in my 20s, guys assumed I was the girlfriend tagging along, not the one signing the checks. I'd roll up with my film school notes, a sledgehammer, and a vision. Sweaty, determined. And they'd still ask for the man in charge. One contractor smirked when I said I'd flipped a fixer-upper in 3 months. Cute ambition, kid. And laughed again when I sold it for double, cash in hand, while he scratched his head. Launching Mamalicious after Gabe was born, Julian climbing me like a jungle gym, he was 2, with this newborn baby on my chest and milk stains on my shirt, and people were like, how is she pulling this off? Spoiler alert, grit, not caffeine actually, and 0 excuses. I'd be mixing protein powder batches in my kitchen, Julian napping in a bouncer, Gabe kicking in my belly, and still fielding calls from suppliers who'd ask, "Can I speak to your husband?" At Tomahawk, I'd pitch our software solutions, pregnant with Indy, glowing and fierce, and they'd look past me for the tech guy, like I couldn't possibly know the specs. Even as a mom, I get 6 kids, all homeschooled. How do you run a company? Like, I can't crush both, and I do every single day with a smile and a spreadsheet, and that's the wound. Underestimation, baked into the system, whispering that we don't belong, that our place is smaller, quieter, less. But I turned it into rocket fuel. I always have. Tell me I can't do something. That makes me want to do it even more. Tomahawk's 8 figures strong because I don't back down. We hired Quentin Thomas, our VP of Sales, on March 13th, 2020, the day COVID shut it all down. Talk about a wild start. I remember that day. Schools closed down and the world was freezing, and I'm out at dinner, like probably the last meal I'll have in a restaurant for years. Sitting there with Quentin, inking the contract, right? And wondering how we were going to make this pivot, not really knowing where the world was going yet, right? But it gave Quentin this time to study emerging technology and study our SaaS strategy. And we wrote out digital transformation wave like champs. And that's the fourth industrial revolution. It's sleek, it's optimized tech, it's not clunky digital revolution 1.0 that left us fumbling with dial up and floppy disks. Back then, tech was a novelty. It was cute but inefficient. And now it's a lifeline. It's a game changer for how we work, live, and lead, especially for women breaking ceilings, rewriting the rules. I've felt that wound in little moments too. Like when a film professor told me I'd never juggle production in grad school. Too much for you. I produced my first TV pilot with Julian and a bouncer beside me, cooing through my edit sessions, and sent that professor the tape of the final cut. Silence was my reward. Or when a real estate agent scoffed at my flip plan, too ambitious for a young lady, and pocketed the profit while he ate his words. Probably still grumbling somewhere. Even as kids, I heard it. Girls don't do that. I climbed trees. I rode bikes with my brother. I threw dirt clods. I played with the boys and I did not color inside the lines. Every doubt's a spark. I rise harder, fiercer, louder. It's not just me. I see it in my girlfriends and my listeners, you guys out there. And my bonus daughter faces it too. 15, navigating a world that told her to shrink. That she's blooming into her own power now, finally at 26. That wound's universal, cutting across time, place, generations. But so is our fire, our refusal to stay small. When's the last time someone slept on your shine and you proved them wrong? Maybe it was a boss who overlooked you, a partner who doubted you, a random dude at the hardware store who thought you couldn't lift that lumber. Tell me, I'm listening. That's the manager way. We don't just take it, we transform it into something unstoppable. Something that echoes. Okay, chapter 1's obsessed with tech, saving our butts. And as an IT girl, I'm here for it, big time. Tomahawk shines with software, reselling the best tools out there. And my personal lifesavers keep this homeschooling CEO, mom of 6 circus from imploding. Amazon's my clutch for last minute homeschool books. Julian's dissecting Lord of the Flies. Danny's got his science kit. Andy's crafts when she decides glitter's her new best friend. DoorDash saves me when dinner's a pipe dream for a day after hard work. Gabe's practices and Paul's ABC serenades. Life 360 tracks Gabriel and Julian's whirlwind lives. 13 going on 20, surfing, fishing, and all the things. Always on the move with his buddies. So it's so convenient knowing that my little man about town, hey mom, I'm at the pier fishing, or just won my match. I know where he is. And that takes a lot of weight off my mind, you know? So I'm not texting him every 5 minutes or wondering if he's caught a wave or a fish. I can just look and see where that little kiddo is. Greenlight's my go-to for their debit cards. They can actually add it to their Apple wallets. It's like a game changer. Julian's 15 and learning to budget his allowance. He's so good with money. Gabriel's always getting money for surf wax and fishing gear mostly. Lots of fishing lures. And AI, oh, I'm obsessed. Like head over heels, can't live without it, obsessed. My first love was Genius and I called him my boyfriend. And Hannah still cracks up, my stepdaughter. I would say things like, he told me this, like he was a real guy sitting next to me with a coffee. And I'd bounce ideas off him for Tomahawk, for parenting hacks, all kinds of things. How do I get Gabe to stop leaving his gi on the floor? Now I'm vibing with Grok, brainstorming, manager ideas, drafting emails when my brain's fried after a day of client calls. Text how I juggle 6 homeschooled kids. Julian, Gabe, Danny, Indy, Paul, and a company. And this podcast, and my book, even my car jams, you know, like for me, it's Sophie Tucker on my Pandora, nonstop, my Sophie Tucker channel. Turns my taxi runs, my little kid taxi runs into mini dance parties for me. And I need that, like in the little brief moments that I get alone for myself, like that's when I get a little minute and I make sure I want to give a little something back to myself, right? Even with Polly giggling in his car seat, he's usually like tapping along to the beat. Like he's my little music guy. Indy clapping along. My kids just go with it. Tech's come a long way since my great-grandmother's era. Canned food, refrigerators, disposable diapers, hot water on tap, washing machines that don't require a river and a rock. It's lightened the load, no doubt. revolutionizing it, really. I mean, imagine homeschooling without online curricula. Julian's reading Hamlet on a tablet. Danny's watching volcano videos. Indy's tracing letters on an app. Paul's swiping my phone for phonics songs. Singing B says buh like a pro. Can you imagine washing Gabe's jujitsu gi by hand after a sweaty match? I'd lose my mind. I'd be scrubbing till midnight, and I've got enough midnight gigs as it is. My go-to hacks lately? Setting phone reminders for everything. Gabe's baseball at 3, Danny's science project is due, Indy's co-op drop-off, Paul's nap so I can sneak a call without mommy in the background. Text why I can delegate smarter and not harder. At 46, wiser than my 22-year-old self, painting houses till dawn, fueled by Red Bull and stubbornness. It's survival, plain and simple, my lifeline to sanity. When I started Tomahawk, we were still faxing contracts? Faxing. Now it's cloud-based SaaS. Seamless, instant, letting me focus on the big picture instead of paper jams. Even Momalicious wouldn't have happened without e-commerce. I was shipping protein powder from my garage. Juggling Julian's naps and Gabriel's naps. Learning PayPal on the fly. It's not just tools. It's freedom. It's breathing room. It's how we rise without breaking down. Paul's 2 and reciting the ABCs. He's already a tech kid. Swiping my phone like he owns it. What's your lifesaver? DoorDash on a crazy night, an AI app for your to-do lists, a playlist that keeps you sane. It's how we thrive. Shoot, it's how we laugh through the chaos. What's your tech trick? I'd love to hear it. Seriously, hit me up. We are in this together. Here's the big finish. Rising up. It's International Women's Day, and the manager is my enough. Enough hiding the hustle, enough patriarchal noise, enough going it alone. My great-grandmother was born in 1890. She raised 6 kids in rural Oklahoma. No canned food, no refrigeration, no hot water, no flushing toilets, nothing that we take for granted. Baths were on Saturday for Sunday church. Water was hauled from the well and then heated over a fire if they were lucky. Her invisible labor was brutal. Cooking every meal from scratch, sewing clothes by hand, washing diapers in a tub, all free labor in a world with 0 rights for women. You were your father's property, and then became your husband's chattel. Like animal husbandry, like below human, a thing to be managed, not a voice to be heard. No voting. Women didn't get that until 1920, and even then, it was a fight. Women couldn't have bank accounts till 1970. Seriously, you couldn't open a bank account without a man until 1970. I was born in 1978. That is wild, right? My mom was 12 when that law changed. She remembers her mom's stories of begging a husband for cash. Techs lifted us, running water, diapers, frozen food, washing machines, but there's still this invisible work bias, that patriarchal wound buried deep in our subconscious, whispering old lies. We see and acknowledge women worldwide still under extreme oppression, and I see you, I feel you, I stand with you. There's a Sanskrit saying, it's "and may the free free others." And that's my wish for us ladies, to lift each other up, break chains wherever they still bind, from here to the farthest corners of the earth. We stand on our ancestors' shoulders, carrying them in our mitochondrial DNA. Their strength, their grit, their quiet rebellions passed down to us, mother to daughter, generation to generation. I honor them. Grandmothers, great-grandmothers, who endured so much with so little, who scrubbed the floors and birthed babies in dirt floor cabins and kept families alive through dust storms and despair. Their journey got us here, to this moment where we can homeschool our kids with apps and run companies from laptops and write books that spark revolution. I honor you, every one of you listening, carrying your own load and fighting your own fights. I'm 46. Wiser, delegating, still hustling. Tomahawk's a SaaS powerhouse. I've birthed 5 kids with Lindsay's help, transcendent births that felt like miracles, calm and powerful. I've raised a bonus daughter who's finding her own fire. No excuses. I find a way. I always have, and I always will. That's my revolution for you. Launch your dream. Maybe it's a side hustle like my Momalicious days, mixing protein powder with a baby on your hip. Lean on tech. Life 360's my Gabe lifeline. Keeping tabs on that surfing jujitsu whirlwind. Own your story. Messy, loud, beautiful, every scar, every victory. My book's out on May 1st. Perfect for Mother's Day. Plus more podcast fire and Sophie Tucker car jams to keep me grooving. What's next for me? Keeping Gabe's surfboard in the garage, not getting it sandy in my house, yes. Cheering Danny's math wins, hearing Paul count to 20 with that proud grin, guiding Indy through pre-K, watching Julian bloom into a thinker, pushing Tomahawk higher. Sparking this revolution with you, it's not just about me. It's about us. What's your rise up move? Maybe it's saying no more to one invisible task, starting that thing that you've dreamed of, or just dancing in your kitchen because you deserve it. I totally dance in my kitchen when I cook dinner, like every night. If I cook dinner, I have music on and it's my music that I want to listen to. So start there. Hit me on X at Aimee Rickabus. Tell me your story, your hustle, your wins, your tech hacks, your spark. And thanks for hanging out with me today. You are my crew, my sisters, my fire starters, and I'm so stoked to be sparking this with you.
Living in the moment.